Hello viewers, good evening, and you are welcome to the 5th episode of Message of Hope, where we make your life brighter, better and bigger. This evening we are very much privileged to have on the Message of Hope platform the founder and the general overseer of Household of Favor Ministries International, Apostle Dr. Samuel Appiah Badu. Daddy, you are welcome.
Thank you, madam.
We are very much privileged to have you in our midst. Thank you for honoring our invitation. We are glad. Daddy, please, we would want to know who is Apostle Dr. Samuel Appiah Badu.
Apostle Dr. Appiah Badu. I come from an Ashanti, but was born at Wasa, precisely at Sechere Krobo, where I grew up, was born, grew up, went to school. My mother said they should call me Appiah Badu. So I'm called Appiah Badu for school. And by the grace of God, I've been good to Cambodia. Though I'm the 9th born, the 10th born, the Badu doesn't mean that I am 10th born. My father's name is Kofi Badu.
Okay.
And I am Nana Appiah Kofi. Yeah, so going to school, what do you think? I chose the name of my father, Kofi Badu. That's right. So sometimes it sounds like I'm the 10th born. Rather, I'm the 9th born. The 9th born. But my father's name is Kofi Badu. Therefore, I took the name Appiah Badu. Nana Kofi Appiah Badu. But, that is what I added to my school name. So Samuel Appiah Badu. Samuel Appiah Badu. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Thank you, Daddy. So, do you have a 10th born or you are the last born?
Unfortunately, in those days, as mothers were giving birth, some were going. My mother had a 10th born, I was told, but she couldn't survive.
Oh, sorry.
Since I didn't see him, I'm sure I'm not too much worried.
Okay, man of God, we would want to know what kind of a child were you whilst growing up? You growing up right away from Sechere Krobo. How was like your growing up was?
All right. Actually, when you are a child, you are always stubborn. And, stubborn is you grew up with it like a boy too. But I wasn't too much into some serious stubbornness. I grew up in an environment of Christianity.
Okay.
Yeah, so my mom would be pulling you every day to Methodist Church. And so I was growing. So I got born again as early as 13.
Wow.
In 1983.
Wow.
I was already born again.
Wow.
Yes, at SU. Before I even finished elementary school. So you can imagine that SU training, you are going to be cut and be disciplined. So it helped me a lot. And so most often, apart from, when you are a child, they send you go. When your mother say, come and play fufu, you are playing football. And then you come, you'll be punished. Your things will be there. So your mother will say, then, since you didn't come to pound the fufu, we are going to eat the cassava. And then they give you soup. As for that one, I think these are some of the things we have all done before. But I would say that I didn't go into extreme.
Okay.
I was the surviving boy of my mother, so it was like my mother's eye was on me. So childhood,
you were pampered small.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. And pampered, yes, pampered indeed. Really
being the only boy.
Yes.
Wow.
Really. My senior brother was there, but then when I was growing, I learned he finished school in 72. So you can imagine 72.
The gap.
The gap. So I didn't have any interaction with him. They were more older than me. And so there wasn't that relationship. But then he wasn't even in our village. He had then gone to wherever he would go as a musician, playing band with other Appiah and all this one. So I didn't grow up to see him. So my mother was only saying that I am the only son she had. The only son she has. The only son she has. So it was always on me. And then one of the things why I couldn't do much of, being pure bad boy was that we come from a royal house.
Oh, okay. So you're a royalty.
That's right.
Okay.
And my uncle was a king. And so my mother was a queen mother. And she wanted to raise me to become a king.
Oh, okay.
That's it. And in those days, before you become a king, all your background, they check your background. Supposing they meet and then they mention your name. Everybody says, wait.
Bad boy.
So my mother wanted me to become a pure son. That when you go to, when they meet, the elders meet and say, oh, Appiah, so that mentality, I was raised out of that mentality. So when you want to do something, you call me and say that. So for me, as I sit here, I don't know how to play spire and cha-cha. He didn't allow me to go into it. He says that you'll be a bad boy. He didn't want anything that would make, my chances of becoming a king to be swayed off. So a queen mother with an uncle who is a chief. And then growing out of that environment, you're always careful of what you want to do so that next time when it's your turn. So I had in mind that I was going to be a king.
A king now turn into an apostle.
Amen.
We bless God for
Hallelujah.
Grace.
Amen.
So, man of God, with all this you've told us, were you coming from a wealthy home or an average or poor home?
Let me just say, my father died early. I didn't see my father. Unless they told me he died around 73, 74. And so I didn't see my father, in fact, actually. So it was a house of struggle by my mother alone. Yeah, so it wasn't as easy. And the only place my mother could push you to was to finish your form 4. But thanks be to God, my father's children were brilliant.
Okay.
As for that one, you cannot take it from our family. And so teachers like us, everybody like us. When the Oma being, share Papa Kofi Beduma, the Oma being, Sabi to follow, Oma being. And so it was, she struggled, not really worthy, but I wouldn't say we are poor. It was an average family where she tried to, because my mother had cocoa farm. She wasn't too lazy. I think when my father died, my mother was in her 30s. Yes, early 30s. And then my father died, so she had the strength to push all of us. Those who want to go to school, she will take you to school. Yeah, so we have enough to eat. But what to take you far is where the problem is.
Is your mother still alive?
Oh, she died 2005, 13 years ago.
Sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss. So as a child, man of God, did you ever imagine, as you were being groomed to be a king, did you ever imagine that you become a man of God? One day, a father to so many people, a father to so many churches.
All right, that is one interesting thing. When we were at school, elementary school, I was the only one who was so interested in correspondence. Yes, religious. Those days we call by Word Bible School and all those ones. Every Friday, in the village, the post office was then at Second D. So until they come to Second D, and then they go to check from the post office, pick your letters. And sometimes you'll be at school, and then you have parcels and letters. And once you see these big biggies, everybody says, it's for Appiah. It's for Appiah. It's for Appiah. I have more correspondence, Bible correspondence, some in Norway, some in USA, Minnesota, with Billy Graham and all other ones. But I never knew I was going to become a pastor. I never knew I was going to become a pastor. That one, no. It was, from my background as a Methodist boy, it didn't occur to me. I wanted to become a business person so I can help my family. Yeah, so I can help my family. So, as of today, I come. The Lord just arrested me along the path. And so, like I was saying, being born again at the age of 13, you can imagine in 83.
The combine.
And then as of today, so I believe as of today, even when I came to my sister, somewhere 87, yes, 87, yeah, I should think so. Here, as of today, fellowship in the and I said, the same course of goodies of Libino.
Okay.
You see pastors and you see when they are more heaven. And Bible schools at that time and say our prophetic idea there, and people go in there, they just pick you up. That's your way to be suffering. It wasn't there in the 80s, in the 90s, Libino. And so it was. I went to a fellowship. I was then involved in a fellowship called Christian Youth and Bible Study Group. And very industrious young boy, So it was there that the old lady called Mama Bakes, she was a prophetess then, but she was blind. Yes, and as we be praying, she'll be telling me that I went a Jumibia, rather smoke at there, any Jumibia was assassinated. But I didn't understand what she was saying. Too young at that time. I was just then about under 18, 17, So I don't understand what she's saying. And thinking about Namujman Aben, I said, I'm not so saying, okay, sir, and I have then seen Brother Adam.
Okay.
That was the emergence of Brother Adam with Women's Aglo and then Full Gospel Men's Fellowship. That's right. We grew up to see them. Okay. And then were so much enthused with Brother Adam. Okay. Yeah, so, and he was a businessman. So what I thought was that, okay, even if God is going to use me, then what I'm going to do is that I'll do God's work, but I'm going to do my business as well. Okay. And so I was praying that when I finish, I went to technical school. Yes, so when I finish school, that's what I'm going to do. But the Lord knew the best. He knew what is good for us. I finished technical school in 1992, February. September, the door opened for me to go to Bible school at Central University College. Okay. So we went to start the Central University College Theological Department. And by the grace of God, that's the end of the story. Okay. Just like Elisha's, God just whisked me out. Wow. From my business, whatever it is. And then I'm happy.
Okay, so you are happy really doing the work of God as compared to you wanting to be a businessman.
That's right. What business do I want to do? Because you think that you don't come from a big family, so you want to do something in order to help of ourselves for, and then probably. But it is interesting that all my life So
that's great.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay. Viewers, you are still watching Message of Hope, and you can follow us on all social media platforms. So you can get us on YouTube, Lady Reverend Pretty Message of Hope. You can get us on Twitter at LRP Message of Hope, Facebook at LRP Message of Hope, Instagram at LRP Message of Hope. Man of God, so as you are saying, you grew up from a strong Christian background,
right.
Being born again at the age of 13 years and so on. Did you ever have a particular sin you were struggling with?
Actually, I never. One of the sins commonly where if people should be saying is "Nam ya bad, and then there's people who go to be chasing girls, but I never chased any girl. Now looking at when I got born again, 13 years, and from SU background, so sometimes I sit down just to imagine, did I ever, if I should take you to my village, almost all the people I grew up will tell you that there's nobody you can point to that Appiah na Appiah or a grassiano. Then again, I don't have some.
It's awful. No one no more.
Because of SU unity. And then 13 years they made the question. When I came here, no, I didn't.
Okay.
I then be immersed seriously in religious activities. And so Christian youth, it isn't like now our time, where when 18, 19, you want to go for boyfriend. No. You are raised, trained, to fear God. So if that is one of the sins, then by the grace of God, that one day, I can clap for myself.
Praise God.
So I didn't have those kind of, as a young boy, like we started telling you, what do I didn't have an addicted sin, no, that I was struggling to stop with. For that one, dear, I would thank God.
Bless God.
Bless God for that.
That in particular, it's 20 our person worry once somebody.
Never.
Wow. You just saw our mommy and then you married.
We were then in the same fellowship. I had gone to Bible school and I was coming out in 94. So at the Bible school, and then I sing very well. I was raised as praise and worship leader when I went to Living Praise. Yes, in 1986, 87. So grace, I had more grace for praise and worship. And when I went to Bible school, I was one of the best. I was their praise and worship leader. So some of them were even calling me Asaf. And then one day, my teacher fortunately came around. One of our lecturers came around. And then he saw us there. He saw me reading it. Then he said, you have to marry early. Hence you have problem if you finish school. When you go out and you have not married, you have not made up your mind, one of your problems will be women. And so the whole class started laughing. Then one guy, William, who called him Wilfred, asked him, why is he saying that? He said, our new praise and worship leaders, one of their problems is girls, womanizing. So I'm just advising him to take it very serious. If you will take my advice, that will help him. So when I came home, I conferred with 2 or 3 people, friends of mine who are into ministry. And then the boy is in your court. You have to So when I was about to finish Bible school, I proposed to some mommy. She was in the fellowship, and so everything clicked. When I told her before I finished school, I said when I finish Bible school, I wanted to marry her. And so I said I should give her time. She's going to tell her mother. I was there about 2 months before finishing Bible school, and then she said, okay. The mom says she doesn't have any problem. And everybody liked me. I'm penny for the world. Obia Pemasan. I'm sure if I should propose to any Obia Ba, they won't disagree. So why about all line? Not all line. So it fell on her mother's side, and she said, "Oh, so Appiah, no problem." Fortunately for me, their junior brother, my wife's junior brother, it was me who prophesied to the mom that she knew she was not going to give birth again. She had only 2 children. One day we went to fellowship and we were praying. I was leading worship, and then the Lord told me that I saw the Lord opened my eyes and said, prophesy to this woman that she's going to have a son called Isaac. So described everything to her. And as I'm talking to you, and the guy is in China now, at China, pursuing computer science. Seriously.
Wow.
And so was then also into prophecy. Prophesying. So you can imagine that everybody wants to be his hustle or her hustle.
Also from Pacho, let me see Appiah Kase. Apostle Dr. Appiah Badu, why you're not a virgin?
Seriously.
I'll send me to Chema.
Amen.
Yamisha.
Seriously, if we want to beat Gongo, both village and here, anybody who thinks that I proposed to her or slept with her before I got married, let her own up and let's see.
Raise your hand. Let's see wherever you are. Amen. Okay. So, Apostle, as you are saying, there were so many women, and then all the old women liked you. So, what qualities attracted you to our mommy?
She was then very calm, and when we were struggling to become pastors, we were 3. One was called Pastor James, Pastor Sekwesi. We are all now pastors. That's why by those days we were called brother. And in fellowship, there wasn't anybody called pastor. Everybody was called brother. Brother James, Brother Sekwesi. And her mom, where our church was, it was like here in this place. And the woman was very good. When we are hungry, we will go and pray. We will do deliverance at the church grounds. And in those days, they don't give you any money. Until the answer said, Yakobo Mpaya we na Ofwenya Omu na Ubia Konifi, Yamishra, ya na onye sofo na oye de no akwaji seed. Hallelujah. Until if yes anwa once I come to Nipa and fellowship, call sister yo. And so when we passed there, I thought now when the mother came to fellowship, now and China or Shana warriors, so today friend are you from? We didn't know her name. Mommy are you from? I come there, oh no, I'm in Fabianism. And so we became so close. Okay. We became so close, and I think out of that, when I wanted somebody to marry, I chose her. She was then also very calm. As at now, compared to myself, you can stay with her for all the days. If you don't ask her any questions, she has nothing to say.
Wow.
Very, very. She's like her father. The father is. I wonder why the father was a military man. I keep wondering. The man was a military man, but he doesn't talk.
Wow.
Calm, quiet. The man can stay with you here from morning to evening, and he has nothing to say to you. Just greet you. Oh, Akwaba, oh, what is saying? Maybe my wife is like that. Until you force her to talk. If you don't take her, she can stay with you for 1 week, and she has nothing to tell you.
Wow. Except
that before you be an insist, whatever, she's not like that. I think maybe you'll be a minister or something. I don't know affect the kakra. Maybe a cake, and there. It's all on your being out there. Share, I should have your papa now.
No, I'm
out there, Joe. Even when you scream, whatever you do, she'll be sitting down and then you watching you. To our course, now was any pan on the neck as she has nothing to tell you. 1 year and be at the mouth. Of course, one of the buffalo. Wow, came on, I feel that we have let me come down.
Yeah, mommy, a friend is it?
Friend, no. Mrs. Florence. Appiah, Badu. That's right.
That in fact, I'm more massive.
No, we have 2 children.
Two boys or a girl?
No, a girl and a boy.
A girl and a boy.
Yes, a girl.
If you see how that you.
That. I said with it. So my wife no be son and come back. I think say my wife has had 3 cesarean cases.
Oh, okay.
Until I don't force myself to get her pregnant. But a man there, sometimes you say you're cesarean 3 times. You are not supposed to go again.
That's true.
That's right. But a man is ready. They want more.
Yes.
So,
I'm a boy.
They all better. Oh, the young never in Accra now.
Can you say what will be out for? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Daddy, thank you. What has been your secret avoiding falling?
Oh, it is because it is the grace of God sustaining me.
The grace of God.
Yes, and then I want to me share some information with me and find your money. I'm not sure I did more. Now, one of the things about when I was at elementary school, one of my best subjects was history.
Okay.
And in the prophetic ministry, if you are more in tune with history, then you are going to go far because you'll be reading about people. The biography of other people. Inti onipa there, there are other temptations, sa sikaje, azan, sometimes like takradi of mommy, say takradi there. Yeah, na easy my easy my you also for you in a cop. Yes, you need cars. You also want bigger congregation. You want influence. And then so that people will know that you have arrived. But and no, the temptation. Sometimes you do what you are not supposed to do because you see much. You want this, you want this, you want this. When you see a young guy, you say, I am doing everything possible to guide against all these things. And I've always been praying for the spirit of contentment.
Wow.
That's right. So that kakra no nyame se ye no matumi aye. Since uma neme pi di wani kan a na especially the money syndrome. So mami, the money syndrome now in ministry. Ama when you wake up and when what you buy petrol is not there. Oh, but sorry, you now Nante. And why you see when the animals of all telling you that it'll be a C920, it'll be a C910, it'll be a C6, it'll be a swimming pool, if you will be what this, it'll be what this, until I know I say, what fine. Again, what am I doing? What I didn't do right. So, all these ones, but at least I pray that God will sustain me,
Amen.
Keep me to do so, the little He has given to me. And I don't fall. Yes. As for the temptations, you see, there. So I can't say so for be a faller. Then, a master. Yes, ministry. She can happen until you'll be forced to join certain Illuminati groups and occult groups, so that until this time, no, say, as of the more temptation, and your master, a day because you see, I saw that also. Every pastor one congregation, and you have other dubious means where and groups and go for joining of a truth within 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You see them shooting up. Until well, we say we shoot to happen. Every day, be one more by all our friends. You see this one shooting, no concrete shooting, or concrete shooting, or quiet shooting. So I woke up, and when they come and they see you, and you remain in one room, your 2, 3 rooms, meanwhile, that's a team, and then what to even hire a bigger place for yourself is not there. Me, I see that temptation has become one of the major factors in our ministry. I fear and I see that as more threat than even the temptation of women. Of late, nobody, man, I'm also well with there. Once boys often actually, focus no alcohol, the bigger ones also. Do you want try the ticket? Try and continue to Dubai. They have guys, when you go. You have to go for it's a full ticket. But we could Dubai 2 weeks. No about. Now, the minute you have a school fees, I bet you. I'm doing both. No compare will be. They had bathroom and said, man must make it. Ministry actually is and then you have been praying and pray and pray and pray and pray and pray, and somebody will tell you that so for I have control. And I control the Bible. Although now, we don't say, saying I know a bremo bibia. That one there, if everybody is also for being to me overcome now, yes, she was a boy.
That's powerful.
Amen.
Like in your mission. What has been your biggest mistake in ministry?
Thank you. Yes, I think so. Somebody asked me one day that I saw a book once that what I knew for about 20 years. If some book like if I knew this for the past 20 years. That's right. In ministry, everyday life activity is an epistle which people are reading and you keep writing. That is why we make more mistakes and people judge our mistakes more because they see us, but they've forgotten that we're also human beings. I think whatever I started ministry in 2004 on my own, left alone to start. Though we did our best in establishing some of the guys which came around. Sometimes you start a church, and apart from the ones, I had one son where I willingly said he should take the branch, change the name, and then, but the rest, they take it from you. When you have raised them, sometimes something tells you that, why would you worry yourself in raising and giving people branches? And sometimes it tells you that it's a mistake you have done. But I always want to turn my mistake into another story. That after all, it is God's work. It is God's work. What matters most is that if they took it and they are able to develop it and then make it bigger, then it is to whose glory? It is to, yes. One day they will still be made. So, who is your spiritual father? You say that, okay, I was raised by a boss or someone up here. So, I think that these are some of the things sometimes you want to regret. I one day said that I'm not going to raise anybody again. Hallelujah. But then, an elder called Kwesi Ampon, Elder Kwesi Ampon just told me that, said, you are there. And I'm there. If you say that you are not going to raise anybody, what looking for chance? So I repented before God. Wow. And I said, Papa, forgive me for that. Give me fresh strength and energy to raise more. And now put it. Just last week, I brought all the shares and other ones, and I'm going to raise them. So we do ministry. I think so. These are some of the things. Like I said, today be nice and one regret, but it been a reason. And I was with you, maybe now by. I was at then with God is our light Rhema Church. One of the fire brands, a trailblazer indeed. And then the Lord said, through my senior prophet, my father, I have three past fathers. Okay. Apostle Dr. George Ferguson Lee. Okay. He's dead now, the late founder of Living Praise Chapel. That's where I went from Methodist. That's the first church I attended. Oh, okay. Then I stayed. Oh, okay. Until we started, was God is Our Light Rhema Church. Okay. The God is Our Light Church was there. Yes. Oh, it started in 1933. You can imagine. Hallelujah. Amen. Yes. So, and then I wanted to. We as young men in one of the fellowships, Lagos Town Fellowship, we turned it to be a church. Oh, okay. And then my senior pastor then called Reverend Duncan Asumedin. Yes, he's also late now. So he then went to Bible school through Brother Idan's influence. We were the same fellowship. And he was the vice president of the fellowship, and I was the vice prayer secretary. Okay. That's right. We were on the same fellowship. So it was like we knew ourselves. So turning the whole thing to a church wasn't easy. It was just, yes, it's a matter of understanding. You will be our senior pastor. Okay. This one will be there. According to height, I was the youngest. Okay. So you can imagine. So I was 1990, I was made the praise and worship pastor. So we started Rhema. 2 years time I went to Bible school. Stayed to 2003 November. That's right. So at least we have some records. We have some records there. And that's how brought us this far. And then met Prophet Yawano, Christopher Yawano of ICDC. In fact, I used to be seeing small, according to the fellowship level, be prophesying, something like that. Until 1992, I got in touch with Prophet Yawano. The Lord said I should submit to him as a father. And he prayed with me and then released the grace of God upon my life in ascendancy. And that is what has rocketed my ministry to this level. So, but he is alive. Oh, okay. He's now at Frafraha, if you know Accra, Adenta area, Frafraha, ICGC, doing very well in ministry. Prophet Christopher Yawano. I salute you, Baba.
You double salute.
Hallelujah.
You double salute.
I salute him. I salute him. I salute
That's
him.
interesting.
Amen.
So, man of God, with you and your son, Prophet Clifford Hamsford.
That's right.
What is the relationship now?
Oh, he got born again in my heart in 1996.
When I saw your day, how?
When you go to Lagos town, Appiah house,
okay,
and then you ask of nobody knew who was Clifford. Nobody did Jiwonu.
Okay.
Hey, they were 3 boys. Jiwonu, Frank, Sammy.
Okay.
Very bad boys. Very, very, very bad boys. So my first time, and you know, Appiah house and where our church was, is just a distance away. Then one day whilst we were in church, I saw him crack and I said, "Hey, oh, quiet, I said, bad, sorry." I can't go to church. So he got born again in our hands at the church there. In fact, it was through my influence that I was preaching early Sunday 2000. Yes. Then said people should do a new thing. Whoever want to go to school, whoever, people should stand up. And he stood. I asked him, what did you want to do? And he said, he want to go to Bible school. Then we have a doctor's son in the church. And then he said to me that then he will own up. His friend is Reverend Anthony, the founder of the Bible school at the Chaban.
Oh, okay.
So it was a matter of us time getting him to the Bible school. So when more or less he has now become a son to me, and then we made sure I gave him pulpit, introduced him as a prophet, took him to air, announced that one of the young prophets that we're going to see in this city is the one I'm going to introduce. It wasn't, it didn't go well with some of them, but I had then seen what God can use him to do prophetically. So I keep telling him that you are a prophet. Don't despise yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. So when we started church, they tried to convince him to stay, and he said no. He also sees that I'm his spiritual father, and then he wants to. So we started together. Now, pray for, like you saying, that's what thing. Now there is God. Now he's a father. When I gave you, he's the one I gave the Anaji branch church to yourself. You should change the name, and then so I called him one and one. Said, okay, so I think that change the church name. Fa Sikao Bibia Fa. I'm not coming there. So and I initially it was like some cursing and no. So Bishop Wochi, he told Bishop Wochi, so Fukakari, we met and I said no. I think that there was some little factors about some elders, we placed there, and how they want to manipulate certain things. I think my heart can't stand that one. So I just said, also what happened between Lot and Abraham is trying to occur. They said the Abraham's shepherds and Lot's shepherds were in scaffolds. I don't want that one. So take all these troublesome people and take the church. I'm not coming there. And I didn't go there to go and say, I said I have finished. Change the name. Remember home, name benefit. When I'm not quiet, many penny be and trust it. Go, take it. And by the grace of God, he started over there. Now, initially it was like some little,
foxes spoiling the fire.
That's right.
Okay.
But he was smart, seeing one of my senior pastors, Bishop Israel Bukakon.
Okay.
He knew that he's the one when he talks, I will listen. Pastor Kon has been a good senior brother to us.
Okay.
The reason I say senior brother, Daddy was alive. It was Apostle Doctor who ordained me as, consecrated me as an apostle. And so he was as a senior brother to us. And so we met, we talked. So, blah, 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 blah. So now there's nothing between us. Like he comes to preach. That's about 5-6 years. It's 5 years now. It's about 4 years. Yes. Some people were trying to spoil him initially, but where are they? When he discovered his root, things are now working for him.
Wow.
Seriously. I thought he's even on the platform.
Yes.
The message of hope.
Yes, we interviewed him.
Praise God.
Some time ago. Yes.
So now there. So as for Pastor Clifford, Prophet Clifford, Hansford, it wasn't like, it was for him. I sat down with the executives and I said that he's our firstborn. He's the first pastor I started the church with. Okay. Praying together all this while, tried to raise him up. Yes. But now he's growing. Some of the things I was angry with him and I didn't want, which initially he thought, said I was too harsh on him. Now he has learned his lessons.
Okay.
So all those now he are all doing more of the ministry, which is going to help him. Yeah, so we sat down and then I said some person they are so man. They asked me of my reason. I said, make I say free ministry no. And I said, what is it? And going to start afresh, it wouldn't be easy. The congregation there also, some will be on my side, some are going to be on his side. I'm no trying. That's why when I said you should take the church, I didn't go there. I made him go and read the letter I have given to him, to the people, and that settled the matter. I didn't go there, never. So to go and cause confusion, I gave it to him. That change the name and then use your own name, run it. The monies we have at the bank, Fire will send off package. So it was a send off package. If at that time we had about some millions of CDs, I didn't go there again. And that's why we now father and son. The bond now is too strong. Amen.
Bless God.
Amen.
Yamisha.
Amen.
That means too wow to me, yes. God bless you. Okay. If you should start life all over again, would you still be a pastor?
Why not? I love that. I love it. Yes. When I started, now as of 14 or at that time, we didn't have anybody to look up to. Okay. Every day I keep telling Sophocles for me and said, if at that time the kind of ministry God gave to me, if I had people who were into that ministry, like some of the struggles we have struggled, we won't struggle like that. My senior pastor, like I told you, we're in a fellowship. I don't know called Presby. Maybe call living priest. Suffer or say, brother or say, he was a Catholic, but we are in the fellowship. Then Brother James Korte, Okuche Bepoint, Neba. He was then, not even more established. He said that he goes to Pentecost church. Until we went to start a church, leading a church where we ourselves have never been pastors before. So, for me, I was more related to Bishop Akon. More. So some of the things we go there to, I go there and ask. Then I'll be bringing him. Though my senior pastor had gone to Bible school, but he wasn't raised by anybody. Trained there. Maybe I'm not a sophomore. Yes, he was a Presby boy, straight Presby boy, becoming a pastor. Until we have gone through struggles, like you said, mistakes. Yes, sometimes you scream at people when you are not supposed to be screaming. Sometimes you insult at people and they get angry. Instead of you also going to apologize, these are some of the mistakes. But when you know, say, hey, I should have said that. We have a family, I should have even done that. That's right. These are some of the mistakes we have done. But we have gone through the miados and the contours of life in ministry. It has been struggle because you don't have anybody you are looking up to. I was raised as a prophet, but you don't have any prophet you are going to learn from. So it was like myself I praying when you go to church, grace, you start prophesying to people. Who we are from, that's it. So if I had somebody where was a prophet, a senior prophet, do this, imparting, praying for you, and all this, madam, by now I would have built a castle in the air. And that's how.
Still crying,
Amen.
Man of God, today we are not living here without you impacting my life.
Amen.
I must be impacted, and the team must be impacted. Man of God, we are almost done with our discussion for today.
Thank you.
But we would want to know, our viewers would want to know, talking about or looking at Isaiah 40 verse 31, how can you relate that to our main core, our main theme, hope, for our viewers?
Everything starts from the womb and it ends in the tomb. When I watch in the wedding, when I watch it's all about you waiting. Waiting also tells you of patience. And it's not easy. So I will tell everybody watching us right now that this time, because of the fast food microwave system, our generation is like that. We now are seeing microwave Christianity, microwave pastors, microwave prophets. May share command you be behind there. May ye be behind them sick and there. May ye be behind. People are no longer waiting on God. Say, bro, waiting on chess. Makubutu abebo empire and me wait you. I can't brabono. Nyame wa prema nipa. Nti woto obuase. Na wahwe nyame ani. Bi nyame be ye wo. No na ye ni bisisi a ye sheda and Miss Aden say how is it related to ministry? Make a chirubi o tie me bia. The own ministry. The own adwuma on kai hu say nyame o receive first. Otetew and son or the work with Jinan Pepe be or show wait until foundation na chire da e bisi so opera won tema one shot that yen to me am fa even galvanized kiosk and see also kiosk e bo no table dan maybe so until you are not going to go anywhere. When I watch the radin when I'm what for radin you na what on my akuma between their chain na ebe chain because I'm power my
These are the last words of Apostle Dr. Samuel Appiah Badu. And be power of my yena, yen chain, na ye winame, any munyam away. So, this is the essence of message of hope, making life brighter, better, and bigger. Apostle Doctor, my father, can you please give us your last words on message of hope?
It's a nice caption. When I saw the t-shirt, message of hope, it means that Nyamia Sumam said, Baby Uncle for Abemu. 1 year in that song, say, what first the industrial bank of Empire, they say, I shall say, why, Indum,
Amen,
a beko,
amen,
Nako,
amen,
Nako, Nabe is a CBN,
amen,
and there's other, networks now,
amen,
more conquer phone close,
amen,
over and over and over,
amen,
amen, because it is, say, we can probably will have all these chances. It you watch, any the team, no, a move on, but to us, you keep it the bond, now, a month for so, until I say, there's message of hope group, from Western Regional. That's where my passion is, and rising and rising and rising. Yes, now I need Shamani Baina. Rather more and better machines.
Amen.
And with international exposure.
Amen.
And strong training also.
Amen.
Now, Lady Reverend, so rather more what they might.
Amen.
And shouting.
Amen.
Now, go in my.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Today our lives will never be the same again in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And viewers, your life will also not and never be the same again. Our Father has given his final words and his prayers for us. And I believe strongly in that prayers that it will work for message of hope, and it will work for our viewers as well. Today my makeup was sponsored by Glams Makeup inside Mankesim White House. And if you want to sponsor, takade for yesterday, sponsor why now the power of fear or ye takade and beyond. If you want to sponsor message of hope, you can call this number 0241 607362. You can watch or listen to us on all social media platforms. Remember, Apostle Dr. Samuel Appiah Badu said, waiting will glorify you. So let's exercise patience in all that we do. And we should always remember there is no hopeless situation. There is always hope in every situation we find ourselves. Message of hope, your life is better, brighter, and bigger. Amen.
Raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I